Welcome back to iAsTech. This is the part 4 of Shad CN UI, where we are exploring every component of Shad CN UI one by one. So in the last episode, we covered button, calendar and the card component, and now we will resume from there. So our next component is Carousel. So let's open it. So a carousel with a motion and swipe built using Embla. So they are using a third-party library, Embla, and you can open it by clicking on this link if you want to explore what it is and if you want to learn further about this library. But most of the time you don't need to understand how it works. You can just open this page and start using it. Okay, so let's quickly look at the examples. So this is the first example where they have only one image or one item per slide, and next we have this example where we can specify the size. Like to set the size of the item, you can use the basis utility class on carousel item, and in this way they have specified the basis utility class here, like you can see, and with that it is now showing 3 items per slide. Okay, and whenever you click on the next button, it shows the next single card. And if we look at this example, this is about spacing. So you can customize the spacing as well. To set the spacing between items, we use this p1-value utility on carousel item. Okay, we will test them very soon. After that, we can also control the orientation, like this is now a vertical slide and this is very useful. I can see it. After that, so this is the example of using a state. So here it is using the set API props to get an instance of the carousel API. After that, they are showing how to set up the events. You can listen to the events using the API instance from set API. And then you can use the plugins prop to add plugins to the carousel. Okay, also they have again given the link of the Embla carousel docs for more information of using events. And in the plugins, you can add multiple plugins like Autoplay, and I would like to see that if there are more plugins available. So for that, they again have provided this instruction. See the Embla carousel docs for more information on using plugins. Okay, so let's quickly look at that. So on their documentation, they have proper section for the plugins, and so this is the plugin section, and this is the overview and list of all of the plugins that are available right now. So we have an autoplay, auto scroll, auto height, class names, fade, and wheel gesture. We will try to use these plugins one by one. But before that, let's just first install the carousel and start using it. Okay, so to install it, scroll down. This is the command that you need to copy and paste. So copy the command, go back to your project and go to the root directory of your project in the terminal, and here paste the command, press enter, and that would install or create a new file in components/UI folder. Okay, it is saying that the file button.tsx already exists. Would you like to overwrite? So as we have made some changes in the button.tsx, I would not overwrite it. So I would just press N to say no. Okay, now it has just created one file, that is components/UI/carousel.tsx. Okay, and on the left side in the git changes, I see that it has changed 3 files. So let's quickly look at them, that what it has changed. So it has changed the package.json and the pnpm-lock.yaml, that is auto-generated. So just focus on package.json and carousel.tsx. So if we go to the package.json, here it has installed a third-party package, that is Embla carousel-react. This is the same package that we were looking at here on this website. And then it has created this file, carousel.tsx. So let's open it directly here. So this is all they have created with the help of the third-party library. Okay, now let's close everything and go back to our main file, that is page.tsx. Okay, and here let me remove everything from here. Okay, so after you have installed the carousel, this is how you are able to use it. Just copy this code and paste it on the top. Let me remove the unused imports by pressing Option Shift O in the VS Code. It will automatically optimize your imports and remove everything for you. So paste this code and now copy this piece of code and paste it here. Okay, and here you can put anything yourself. For example, here I will add A, B, and C. Okay. So we have the carousel, then we have the content section, and in the content section, we have a component for every slide, and then we have the navigation buttons, carousel previous and next. So save it and let's see how it looks like. So this is what we got, and this is not looking good at all right now. I don't see any next and previous button. Actually, there is a scroll, that's why it is not properly visible, but if you click on that, it will slide to the right and left, but I don't see the previous button yet. So maybe we will have to make some changes in the style. So let's see. So this is just example to show you the simplest version of the code to install it. But if you want to see the proper complete example, this is the complete code. So let's see how they did to make it look like this. So go to the code section, and we already have done this part, but we did not import the card yet. So they have used the combination of carousel and the card components. We already have covered how to use cards, and we have installed it already, so we can just use this import statement and scroll down. This is all we got. Actually, I'm going to copy paste everything, so let's delete everything and replace it with the code that we just copied. And this is what we got. In the component function, we are returning carousel, then we are returning the content, and these are the previous and next components. Let's quickly first test it, then we will review the code. Okay, so here we are getting the error because now we are using Next.js, and in the Next.js, in the page.tsx, there has to be the default export, but we did not put the default here because we just replaced the code. So add default here, and now this is what we got, but still I don't see the previous button, so that is strange. Let's see what's going on here. I will go to the inspect element to investigate what's going on here. Maybe the back button is there, but it is hidden for some reason. So this is the next button, and this is the previous button. For some reason it is hidden on the left side, so maybe we should move everything inside a div like this. And here I will add a class width of screen. Okay, and that didn't work. Here I will add PL52. Okay, now it is visible. So I added some padding on the left side, and now the left button is visible, our back button is visible. So now it is looking much better. So let's quickly look at the code, how they made it like this. They added the width full and added the maximum width of access. So on the small screens, it will not let the width go more than the specified width, that is extra small. And after that, as they are dynamically generating the items, so they used an array that will generate an array from this number. So they have specified the total length should be 5, so it will generate an array of 5 items, and then they are using the map on it and returning the carousel item. And in the carousel item, you can add anything. They added the div, and they have added their card. So this is the very simple thing. It is not compulsory that you use card here. You can add the images as well here. So let me show you how to add an image here. That is very straightforward. So for example, I am searching for a few images. Open these images and copy the image address, and instead of card, I will use image. Use the image component because we are using Nextjs, so that is recommended. So in the source, I will put this path, and I'm getting this error because it is saying property alt is missing. So let's add alt. Okay, this will not work because we have to whitelist this domain name. So by default, for the security reason, Next.js does not allow you to use any random URL for the images. So you have to whitelist that domain, then it will work. So for that, open the next.config.mjs, and here earlier we added the unsplash.com as the whitelisted domain for the images, so we can extend it. We can add multiple domains like this. Okay, now save it and reload it. All right, now it is working. We have one image, but I would like to add multiple images, so let's find other interesting image, maybe this one. Copy the image address. By the way, now as we are using the images and every image has to be different, so we cannot use this approach. So instead of that, I am going to create another variable or constant. images is equal to an array of the images. This is one image and this is the second one. Okay, and now I will replace this part with the images, and here we got every image one by one. Now instead of putting this source here, I will use image directly. Okay, now this is neat, and look at this, it is now working. Let's add few more images really quick. Again, we will get error because this is totally a new domain, so we can just go back and you can copy the base name from here and go back to the next.config.js and add your additional image domain and reload it. In normal situations, most of the time you would need to add only one domain name because you would be using your own single hosting of the images, or you can also save the images in your Nextjs app. So you would be loading the images locally from your Nextjs app. So in that way, you would not have to specify any domain here. But if you're using a live remote URL for the images, then you have to whitelist them. And normally we mostly have one single domain name where we host our images. Like maybe you are using S3 bucket of AWS. So you have to whitelist that here. Anyways, I just added 3 images and you can see these are working. I can increase the width and height as well. Maybe I would like to add 1300 and 1200. Save it. That did not increase. The reason is that we added max width access, so we can change it. So maybe max width should be LG or XL, or let's see what other options we have. 6XL. This is too much large. Let's reduce it to 4XL. Okay, that is fine. Let me add some padding around it. So I will add PT 10 to add padding on the top. Okay, that is fine. Now you can go to the right and left. So once you have reached to the end of the slide, then the button would be disabled. Okay, next we are going to try this example. So for that, just copy this piece of code and paste it here. Okay, and now let's see how it will look like. Reload it. Add export default here, and let me add padding left on its parent, that is div here PL52 52. Okay, all right, so you can, this is how it will work. And if we look at the code here, they have used the options with the align start, and then they use the tailwind CSS classes MD bases 1/2 and LG bases 1/3. So in this way you can control the size of items. So for example, if I change it, currently it is using this instruction. Okay, if I change it from 3 to 4, then you will see 4 items in this row. Let me add some padding top as well. Okay, so you can control the number of items per slide in this way. So for example, let's suppose I have 15 items. So now you can, once you have 15 items, you can scroll through them all like this. You can also drag and scroll in this way. And after that, we have the example of spacing. You can very easily control the spacing by adding the PL. So that is just Tailwind CSS, nothing else. So if you know how to use Tailwind CSS classes, you can do a lot. Or you can write your own CSS custom styles or custom CSS to control it. So for example, here they have added PL-1. So you can change it, for example, from 1 to, so in the carousel item, you can add PL2 like this, and let's see what happens. This is the space that we added. If you increase it from PL to 5, save it, then the space would be increased. Let's increase it further. So for example, if we add 12, then you will see more space. But as we have specified that we must want 4 items per slide, so it has reduced the size of the slide or card, but added the specified space. Okay, so after that, let's experiment with the orientation. Copy the code and replace everything with this one, and here add export default. And now here they have passed additional props, orientation vertical, and that would convert it into the vertical direction like this. Let me add the margin top here, empty 5. I just want to make the arrow button visible. Okay, now arrow button is visible. You can see it is working vertically. If you remove this prop, then it would be in horizontal direction again. Okay, and other than that, they have nothing else, just the Tailwind CSS classes to make it look nice. Other than that, you can use their set API prop to update your states so that you could show some changes in the UI, like which slide it is currently showing. Okay, so let's quickly copy this code and paste it, and here I will add p padding of 32 and also add the default keyword here. Okay, and also as we're using state, so we must have to convert this server side component into the client side component. Use client, add that here, and now it is working. I added too much padding, that's why it is now looking very bad. So I will just remove everything here and I will add margin of maybe 20, save it. Okay, now it is looking perfect. So you can see when we scroll, we see the state here that total length is 5 and current slide is 4 or 3, whatever is current one. And now let's quickly look at the code, how they did that. They have used the use state to create a state, and then set API. This is the setter of this state. They have just passed it to this carousel. The type has to be carousel API. If you don't do that, then you will not have suggestions available like this, and it will show you the type error. So make sure to add the carousel API here, and then in the use effect, when the state API would be changed by the carousel, because we're passing it here, it will immediately call this logic. And you can also listen to the events in this way: API.on select. So as soon as this event is triggered, it will again update the current state for us. And after that, they are talking about the events. You can listen to the events using the API instance from set API. Okay, so we already have seen that. If you want to see more events, you can just go to their documentation, and these are all of the events here that we can use. For example, we just saw the select event. So this runs when carousel is scrolling. It might be good idea to throttle this if you are doing expensive stuff in your callback function. And other than that, we have the resize event, we have the destroy event, scroll event, settle, slides in view, slides changed, slide focused, pointer down, pointer up. So if we talk about pointer down, this runs when the user has a pointer down on the carousel. It is triggered by the touch start or mouse down. Okay, and the slide focus runs when a slide receives focus. For example, when a focusable element like a button, link, or input receives focus inside a slide. So you can try these. For example, let's test this one. Slides in view runs when any slide has entered or exited the viewport. This event is intended to be used together with slides in view and slides not in view methods. So let's give it a quick try. Copy this event, and here I will add API.on and pass it the event. By the way, if you are in VS Code, you would see the list of all of the available events. So in this way, you don't have to go back to the documentation to copy the event name. Just select the event that you want to use. So for example, I want to use slides in view, and then let's see if that works. Open the inspect element, go to the console. Okay, as soon as a slide appears in the view, it will trigger that function and show the log. You can write your own logic as well. You can try others as well. Other than that, we have the plugins feature. So let's quickly look at that. So you can introduce the plugins in it. So for example, in the carousel tag, you can add a prop plugins and then pass it an array of the plugins. I will use the Autoplay plugin. You have to import it from the package. So I don't think this package is installed because we see this error. We have to install this package first. So run the command pnpm or npm install this. Once it is installed, we can use it. You will notice that error is gone, and now you can pass that autoplay here, but you have to call it in this way. And here we will pass the options like delay should be 2000. Make sure to add the correct spelling like this, autoplay. And now we have the delay of 2000. Save it, and now you will notice that it will rotate automatically with the delay of 2 seconds. You don't have to click on that. So this is also very nice addition or feature. And once it reaches to the end, it will slide back to the 1 automatically and restart again. And you can all definitely control these behaviors. They have all of the options. So for example, they have jump, play on init, and stop on last snap. Okay, so when it reaches to the last snap, it doesn't stop right now, but you can control it or change it. So for example, I would say yes, please stop on the last snap. So once it reaches to the fifth slide, it will stop there and it will not go back to the first one like it did before. Okay, so you see that it is not going back because of this option. And after that, let's see what other features we have. We have another options, stop on mouse enter. If you use that, then whenever you hover your mouse while auto sliding is running, it will stop the slide when you hover your mouse on it. So let me actually remove this so that it never stops. It should stop only when I hover my mouse on it. So now it is sliding and now I have hover my mouse on it and you will notice that it is not sliding anymore. So it has stopped the slide autoplay, but if you move out your mouse, it will not continue because it has stopped and it will not resume at all. So you can go to their plugins section and see all of the available options. For example, we were looking at the autoplay. So this is how autoplay works, and you can also look at their code if you want to. So as they are showing, we also did the same. We installed the autoplay package and then we have the jump. When set to true, autoplay will do instant slide transitions when advancing. We have stop on interaction, stop on mouse enter. So it is saying that when enabled, autoplay will stop when a mouse pointer enters. If stop on interaction is also false, autoplay will resume when mouse leaves the carousel container. So let's see, we have used stop on mouse enter true, but we did not change this one. So let's use this stop on interaction. We will set it to false. So with that, as soon as you move your cursor out, it will resume from where it left. So let's try it. So it is sliding. Let me reduce the delay to 1 second. Now reload it. So it is sliding. Hover on it. It has stopped. And now let's move our mouse out and you will see that it will resume from where it stopped. So this is also a very nice feature. Other than that, they have these methods that you can also try to use if you want to. You can also listen to these events if you want to. For example, you want to listen to the stop event. So for that, you can register your event listener in this way. API.on. Here you will see the list of the plugins that are available. So for example, I want to use the stop event. Okay, we will show an alert when it is stopped. Okay, and let's see what happens. So it is currently working and I hover on it, it immediately stopped the animation and our event listener was triggered and we got the alert message here. So this is also a nice feature that you may want to use. I'm going to remove it. Okay, they have other interesting events as well, like autoplay, play, stop, select, timer set, timer stop. After that, we have other plugins like this was autoplay, this is auto scroll. Let's start it. Okay, this is also very nice feature. It will auto scroll. So let's give it a quick try. To use that plugin, copy this code, open the terminal, install the package. As we are using pnpm, so let's just use pnpm instead of npm. Let's try to use it. For I already have installed the dependency, so we just have to use auto scroll. So scroll down and let's remove it for now and add auto scroll. Let's import that auto scroll from the package that we just installed, that is Ambla Carousel auto scroll. Okay, now let's call it, and here we have options that you can specify, like speed of 1 second. Let's see if that works. Let me remove the speed and see how it works by default. Yes, now it is looking excellent. It is auto scrolling. You can change this speed if you want to. Okay, after that we have another plugin, auto height, and after that we have a plugin class name, so you can make a carousel like this one as well. After that we have the fade feature, fade plugin, so it will change to the next slide with the fade feature or fade effect. So let's try that. For that you have to again install this dependency, open the terminal, paste it, use the pnpm because we are already using pnpm. Okay, clear it. Now let's use it. Copy this package name and paste it here, and here it is the fade plugin, so name it fade and call it here fade. Now reload it and let's see if that works. Yes, you can see it changes to the next with the fade effect. As this is a text, so that's why the fade might not be so visible, but it is fading. I can see. You can use the images to see it more clearly. So let's add some images. Okay, I added 2 images here in this array and used the image in this way. Now if you scroll it, you will look a very smooth, nice fade in, fade out animation to change slide to the next one. Okay. Alright, I think that's all I wanted to cover in this part. In the next part, we will explore chart component from Shad CN, and I'm sure it is going to be very interesting. So we will try that. I hope that this video was useful for you. If you think this video provided you some value, then please make sure to like and share this video, and also please subscribe to my YouTube channel to get notified for the upcoming parts of this series, and also to get notified for any of my upcoming videos. If you have any questions or feedback or suggestion, then please leave them in the comments section below. I would try my best to reply them as soon as possible. Thanks for watching. See you next time.